Yes, hello, I'm Jack and I'm playing Vanessa.
Ooh.
Down to mad.
I'm Madden. I'm now playing with myself. That was very sexual, Jack. I'm playing Hazim.
Me? Sexual? Never.
And this other person you probably won't know.
Hi, I'm a random person and I'm playing Whisper.
Excellent. So who wants to bring us up to speed for a roll on the minor magical item table?
I can try. I can't guarantee results. But I'll give it a college try. So yes, 7 episodes in. We started together in a caravan. And as we were heading, I'm already fucking it up. All right, so we were heading together in a caravan as strangers, and along the way, we met some lovely people. One of whom was kidnapped, a young girl, and in exchange for something, I believe it was gold, maybe. I really should be doing this. We were tasked with finding her, and so that meant the three of us heading into the woods that were nearby after getting attacked by some goblins and hobgoblins. We went in search of this young girl, got attacked by some swamp bubbles, and we ended up finding her at this kind of abandoned, overgrown temple filled with more goblins. It was during this trip that we kind of explored our different abilities and powers. Hazim had proven to be a formidable fighter with a glaive. Whisper was very skittish, this kind of rabbit-like shifter character, but she also proved to be very effective in things like healing and tracking and survival. Vanessa seemed to be able to manipulate shadow, as well as to some degree luck. But we ended up finding the young girl and brought her out safely, or so we thought, until on our way back, we were transported somewhere. Our clothing had been changed. The young girl who we were caring for, taking back to the caravan, had disappeared. All of our mundane items had been taken from us. We found ourselves in this strange temple filled with old amber golems and strange small chittering entities and lots of weird arcane phenomena. None of us knew where we were, and so we fought our way out of there and into a forest. And in this forest, there were zombies, lots of them, and we did our best to fight through them until coming upon a bridge where we were met by a group of, I guess you could call them like a militia or soldiers or something along that line. But they had set up a line of defense on this bridge against these zombies that were hoarding about us, I guess. But in exchange for sanctuary, this group of fighters who were from a land called Falkovnia brought us into their fort, and we so we got to know each other a little bit more. Hazim has been very charismatic to some degree, but also maybe a little bit reckless sometimes. Whisper, again, very shy in her own way, and always kind of in the back of her mind, or at least to us, is always seems to be wary of, and you can correct me on this, Luca, the Black Rabbit.
Yeah.
And Vanessa has been pretty secretive, but can or we'll get more into that later. Yeah, so in exchange for sanctuary, we were tasked with basically enlisting ourselves into their army against the undead, which would rise every first of the month, every full moon, I believe it was full moon, right?
New moon, yeah. Start of the month.
And so our first task, which is where we are at now, was to retrieve something that would help us, or that would help the fort as a whole against the never-ending onslaught of undead. So we were sent to this old, old patrol house, and there we fought off many more undead, and I'm not sure if we've ever found what we were looking for specifically, but most importantly, we did find a journal and an entry from a person named Strahd. And the Strahd character had written about being in pursuit of something, trying to find something. What that is, we don't know yet. And we are here now, having fought back against zombies and zombie wolves and things of that nature. And I guess that brings us to present.
Okay, thank you. That was for 7 episodes. That was very good. We can make a roll on the minor magic item table for you, which should output to chat when I finish rolling. Let's have a look. You will be getting a bath potion. So that will that will find its way to you. That will find its
potion.
Yeah, that will find its way to you shortly in the course of tonight's session.
Oh my god!
A couple of small things.
Does the fort even have baths?
Well, you'll find out. You'll find out what it does. I think Vanessa will be pleased with this.
I love this so much for her.
It just turns you. You can polymorph into a claw-footed bathtub once a day now. Your movement becomes 0. You are false appearance. Unless you move, you are a bathtub. Yeah, you learnt from the guard who came with you to this guardhouse, Ludwig Lorentzen, I think you decided his name was, that there was rumoured to be a powerful weapon that could be used against the undead in this guardhouse. You've given it
I should probably interject with a very important thing, is that this Falkovnia, this fort, apparently does not have any access to magic, and so they've taken very great interest in less myself, but more Whisper, because her magic specifically is very effective against the dead.
Yeah, the group have found nobody in Falkovnia who is familiar with magic. It seems to be an entirely mundane place.
Apart from
That one dude.
that one dude who can cast Cure Wounds.
Supposedly.
Yeah, but he's not at the fort, right? He's
correct.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, well, the DM said Falkovnia. So
Yeah. Who wants to give me his name? Mad is looking over at his notes.
Yeah.
I've not got them open though, so I think
Whispers.
I've got Pruitt in my head, but that's because
Peyotir.
yeah.
Merfenzi.
Morfenzi is where he is said to
From.
reside with his lab / fortress.
Monsieur Senior Pietri.
Yeah.
Joey Jojo Sabdu.
So with that, let's get started. So you had cleared, to the best of your knowledge, the guardhouse. A few of you are wounded. The day is drawn to a close. In the brief time before the end of our last session and our current session, Ludwig has started a small fire. One thing I want to just check with your audio arrangement, from how you nodded a moment ago. Mad, is your sound now delayed and coming through on the streams from 10 seconds later, or are you still hearing me live?
I currently am listening to you live through Zoom.
Cool.
But
Okay.
I can switch over to stream
When
to the
needed.
stream. But
There
it's
was-
only like about a second.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, just before Jack said something, and it seemed like 10 seconds later, I saw you go, I thought, hold on, he's on stream. Okay, so you are in that long meeting room where you had originally found a couple of items, including the journal with an entry by this Strahd figure, who, whenever mentioned, Luca, not Whisper's eyes, narrow in suspicion. Because this journal entry from Strahd was a very, very chipper, upbeat guy.
He was talking about getting together for a few drinks if, like, he didn't win a bet or something, and it was like, who is this chummy dude, bro, signing his name as Strahd?
Strahd von
Strahd
Bravich.
sounds like a chummy dude. I mean, I don't know who this guy is, but there's no reason to think he isn't a chummy dude, right?
I mean, yeah, Whisper has, super chummy dude.
Cool guy.
Let's meet up for drinks. Yeah, 100%. Seems interested in just science and casual drinks with friends. This Strahd person. But Luca is suspicious.
Okay, so yeah, it is. I'll unpause. We are late in the day. Evening is setting in, and you are in the guard room. Remember, Ludwig took a level of two levels of exhaustion, going all out using Luca Locke's homebrew rules, trying to save Hazim when it looked like he was getting dragged into the room by 4 or 5 zombies, and he now sits just on the edge of a chair, leant forward, elbows on his hips, seeming definitely worse for wear. What are we all doing? Over to you.
Yeah, Vanessa takes a seat at the head of the table, where she belongs, and you said it's like dusk now, right?
It is.
Or is it like later? Okay. Well, should we set up some provisions, something to keep us safe, just in case more of those things come?
You can set up a watch if you'd like.
Ludwig.
We're trying to get a long rest in, correct? Is that our goal here?
I mean, yeah, well, like, we can't...
Or are we just sitting down for a minute?
I mean, I don't know, because, like, we're going to have to long rest here anyway, because it's nighttime. It's almost nighttime. And we know nighttime is not the right time. So we should, I mean, I guess we should eventually plan for a long rest, but right now, I guess we could just shoot shit.
What's Hazim doing?
Quiet contemplation. Just kind of watch everybody else. He's been the most injured. And he doesn't like Luke necessarily really shook. I think he kind of came out of the battle, he's still quite confident, but there's a lot that's happened here with the statue. So he's just keeping to himself for now.
A lot happened with the statue. Oh, do you mean behind the statue?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Ludwig just sort of rubs his face before looking to Vanessa, seeing what she's about to say.
Hazim, you're uncharacteristically quiet.
It is. Perhaps I'm just tired. There was little guidance from today, and so it is at times like this that it is easy to feel that fate is not watching over me, and who knows? I do not think it was my destiny to die at the hands of these creatures, but when you stray too far from your destiny, you put your life in your own hands. That is a dangerous place to have it.
You are hurt. I could heal you, but I would need to rest first. I'm tired and cannot call for any more blessings right now.
It is fine. The time it would take you to rest, to return your abilities, I imagine I will be rested as well. Do not worry about me. What of you, Ludwig? How are you?
I'm alright. I've I've taken worse, but I think if we bolster the doors, it seems as good a place as any to rest. The building is stone. The windows are far too small for anything to get in. Or perhaps for us to get out, that is true, but...
Well, I was going to ask, is it not maybe better then that we take our rest in the conservatory, the garden area with the skylight? Sure, it's an opening for others to get in if that were the case, but it's also an opening for us to get out if anything happens in here.
I think it is probably easier for you to get out through the skylights than the three of us. How overgrown was it with like vines and ivy? Did it look climbable?
Would
it hold us?
Not all the way to the roof. It would hold your weight going across the wall, but it doesn't reliably reach up to like the glass ceiling because there's very little purchase as the ceiling starts to carry with it. I mean, you drew the map. You tell me.
No, it's really easy to get up there.
Oh, is it?
Like
Yeah.
handholds. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a step ladder on the side.
Yeah.
Like a rung.
I don't know.
I feel
Perhaps.
this room is perhaps more defensible, and the DM has even gone and added an animated fireplace asset in here to make it seem cozier.
I mean, we can make a fire in the other rooms, can't we? Maybe all of them.
Let's just set fire to the place.
Regardless of where we end up taking our rest, we should set up at first light in the morning, I feel. Try to get back mid-afternoon.
These creatures, Ludwig, when they do not respond to each other, they seem to move around each other and pay them little heed. Is it possible to use their guts to mask ourselves, to travel among them easier, or does our own live flesh still come through with that?
That's more frenzy talk. But people have tried. I've seen them tear through a pile of corpses to find the child hiding underneath. Sometimes it seems like it is scent. Sometimes it's as though I can hear and feel the beat of a living heart. It isn't like trying to hide yourself from a mountain lion by smothering yourself in scat or anything like this. It's they tell. There is an unnatural hunger they pursue.
I presume the larger the creature, the more noticeable it is. You covered the remains of the bird in piss, so I was wondering how easy it is to mask. Albeit, it was buried first. I suppose if we buried ourselves 6 feet under and then covered ourselves, it might be a different matter.
And he seems to just get a much needed, very just dry chuckle at the rather dark joke in his messed up state.
Azim will just kind of like head back, eyes closed a little bit, just a bit of a smile on his face. Feeling, the bumps and the bruises, nothing. He's had worse. He's fine. Then what will it be? Do we hunker down here for the night, or would you feel more comfortable in the conservatory than us?
I think here is fine then. Like you said, Ludwig, this place is more defensible. We just have to take watches, perhaps, and keep the door shut.
Is that door not there, dear?
No, that door's not there.
Literally, all I need to do is
Part of the map.
like change the wall. Unbelievable. You know how this works. Unless
He's so lazy.
I know. Ooh.
Ludwig.
Sound just started suddenly coming through to me.
Oh, cool.
How peculiar.
Ludwig will close the door and just go stand near the fire for a moment, warming his hands, and sort of leans over his shoulder and says, "If we take watches, I'm happy to fit in whatever."
I think, and I look over to Whisper and Vanessa, whilst we are all tired, perhaps more prudent that myself and Ludwig try to rest first.
Yes, you do both look much more tired than we do. You should probably get some sleep.
Azim will kind of push the chair back and just puts his feet up, just kind of like nestles in. Wake me up when it's my turn. And even in this place, with everything that's going on, he just seems to find it easy to just drift off after a few minutes.
Is Ludwig sleeping by the fire, or is he still up?
He stays up for a few moments, but kind of the good thing about a room this size is you can kind of safely sleep as close or far away. He settles down at a bit of a sweet spot where he's still never warm for the fire, but perhaps isn't too covered by its glare, and he'll just sort of slump down against floor and wall. And he's awake for a few moments if you want to speak to him, but otherwise he just sort of props himself and will allow himself to slowly drift off to sleep. But by all means, grab him.
While he drifts off, there's a moment where Vanessa watches him and he's sort of curled up against the wall. I assume his breathing is pretty shallow given his exhaustion and the hits that he's taken. And there's a moment where Vanessa braces herself on the arms of the chair, just looking at him, kind of having her hands dig into the wood of the arms. And then, do we have any more rations?
We have some, though you seem like you could also use rest.
No, I mean, yes, I could. I feel that I do exhaust myself a bit as far as the magic is concerned, but
I will pull out some of the rations and hand them to you. If you would like, I can stay up and you can sleep with the others.
are you sure?
Yes.
Thank you. And Vanessa will actually get up and move to the far corner by the door. And just slump down against the wall, and she'll take her rest.
Sitting very far away from everyone else.
Yes, and while she's over there, she tucks the rations into her purse, her satchel.
Okay.
I'm gonna just climb on top of the table and just kind of sit in the center of it, kind of cross-legged, and just stay awake.
Okay. What's on your mind? What goes through Whisper's mind?
Nothing really, other than just kind of going over the events of today and all the things that we came across and the stress of the fight. I will take from these vines and whatnot that are growing about. I'm going to take a few like strands of the growth and just like kind of pluck them and begin to just weave them absent-mindedly into a few braids, just keeping my hands busy.
Okay. Yeah, give yourself a wake. The poison ivy burns your fingers.
God damn it.
Vanessa, as you head down and settle yourself up against the wall, and you're lowering yourself down, you hear a slight clink as you realise that beneath some of the leaves and the foliage against the wall, there is a single bottle that, despite being wrapped in foliage and in a bit of a grimy area, remains entirely clean, sparkling almost. And I have placed the bath potion we discussed earlier into your inventory, which you're able to have a
Vanessa
read of.
will look at it and see this sort of shimmer of this solution, and take out her magnifying glass. And I think I have an identify left. Let me just double check.
I say, DM, I still don't have the potion that I picked up in the last session in my inventory.
Yes, that is correct. Just keep reminding me, and then when we find out what it is, I'll place it in your bag. Otherwise, I'm making an item that's like a thing you don't know about.
Yeah, so she's gonna try and cast identify on the bottle.
Yeah, I will give that to you with the nature of the item, that you can tell it is a bath potion. This bubbly potion is frothy and smells like lavender. When you drink this potion, any dirt and grime on your body is magically rinsed away. Further, your breath, hair and nails are suddenly cleaned, looking either polished and pristine or smelling of daisies and honey for the next 24 hours. Bubbles occasionally escape from your mouth whilst this potion is in effect.
Yeah, she'll there's a sigh of relief when she identifies it, and considering that she hasn't had a proper bath in several days, and looking at the rags of her garments that were once these incredibly finely tailor-made jackets and slacks and boots that have now just become rags, she clutches it to her chest and sighs, thinking about where she is and what, and like it's almost this moment of the gravity of the past few days actually finally hits her, and she tucks it into her satchel, and she's going to attempt to take her rest.
Okay. Whisper, who do you intend to wake up at the end of this watch?
Muted, sorry. At the end of this watch, I will probably wake up. Oh, Vanessa, probably. Having had a chance to get some sleep, wake her up for her watch, and then she can go back and the others can take their turns.
Okay. Hazim, who are you dreaming about?
Who am I dreaming about? I think as he was drifting off, being as far away from, wherever he, we don't know where we are, but he's far away from where he normally is. I think he probably fell asleep thinking about his children, and so I think that there are dreams in and out of that, but then it shifts to them a fire and smoke filling up everywhere, and the shadows of his children kind of like get lost in the smoke, and he's wandering around feeling lost, and it's the same dream that he has had so many times before.
Have you ever named his children?
Yes.
I don't feel like you did on the document. Okay.
I think that means you've just not read.
Okay. I will double check that. Oh yeah, Dick and Dom in the Alcera. I see here. Yeah, cool.
Bogies!
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Whisper, you are going to wake Vanessa. So yeah, with 4 of you, I'm taking 3 hours per watch? Are we happy with? Okay, yeah. Your 3 hours pass uneventfully.
I will just kind of crouch up and very gently, hand on your shoulder, do kind of like the firm little quick shake.
As soon as you do that, she reaches up and grabs your wrist and just squeezes it as tightly as she can.
To wake up.
And she relaxes her hand, realizing that it's you. Sorry. Just startled me a bit. Yes, take a rest. I will stay up, make sure that things are taken care of.
I will kind of crawl under the table and curl up and go to sleep.
Okay. Vanessa, what are you doing during your watch?
Vanessa's going to go back to her seat at the head of the table, and she's actually going to go ahead and pull out all the texts that she's collected and start to transcribe them into her personal journal. So I don't know if I'd be able to get more information from the text that I took from that temple that we arrived in.
Nothing that I have an actual item for, but we can certainly talk about them. Yeah. Trying to remember how much I gave you previously about them. It was a number of paper. Go on.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, the one sheet that you did give us said almost dates inside Ba and then embers, and you didn't say anything about them being like ruined like the journal that we found here was. So I don't know if there was any more information I could transcribe.
Yeah, I will get an item to you about that over the next couple of days. But in summary, those notes made it clear that there was a person or a place called Ulmist, which was ULMIST, that had an interest in that building and trying to discern. Make me an intelligence check. Also make it a +2 because chat awarded Vanessa a +2 to their next check or save.
Hey, what's good, chat?
We've also got advantage on the next roll for Hazim and disadvantage on the next roll for Strahd. has been bought by someone.
How does that work then? Because I am both Hazim and Strahd.
What?
I'm glad that we carried over a very signature trait of mine, which is to roll like ass.
Did you roll a 1?
I did.
Holy shit.
No, I rolled a 3, so it'd be 5 total.
Oh, okay. Okay. No matter what the network is, the shit rolls follow Vanessa. But you got some nat 20s after you fed. Maybe it's a whole part of the feel. Yeah, you are not able to make sense of it all currently. Maybe it's how long the day has been, how tired you are, but somebody called Ulmist had an interest in that building, and there's too many unfamiliar terms in the notes. The dates don't even make sense sometimes as well. Like this, the page, the document has been filled in like a random pages going off the date order. They're chronologically written in. All very confusing. I deliberately made that explanation even more confusing, just to tie into Vanessa's confusion.
No, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, and just to kind of like play off that, then I think that because she just sort of grabbed them, there's no sense of order to them, and so it's just kind of like putting them in her journal, but then not understanding the context or the order in which the pages were supposed to be.
Yeah. Anything else that she's doing for her watch?
No, she's just focusing on transcribing.
Do your eyes drift to Ludwig at all?
Oh yeah, they absolutely do. Especially seeing him still in his labored breathing, his chest kind of rising and falling in a very slow and deliberate way, and seeing that he's still kind of sweating, and seeing some of the blood that's been kind of coagulated around some of the injuries that are visible on him. But she goes back to the text and just uses that as the distraction.
Okay. At the end of your watch, who do you intend to wake up?
wanting not well, rather wanting to let Hazim rest because she knows how injured he got. She will actually get up and crouch down and shake Ludwig up.
Okay. Before she does that, Whisper.
Yes.
It's a bit cold down so far away from the fire. I like it. You've actually gone and put the sleep status on yourself. Yeah, it's very cold, and it seems to get colder and colder. And if any of you are getting no token on this scene, don't worry, I'm about to fix that for you. You find yourself, Whisper, with stone underfoot.
The end.
Do you say the end?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to sort out token attacher so that the two of you have your vision taken along with her. That should be done. Yes, Whisper. You find yourself stone underfoot in dark, cold corridors, hewn from the earth, hard underfoot. What do you do?
I will just take a deep breath, nod, and walk forward. Can't actually see where I'm going.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that didn't go down for you. Let me just amend your vision for a moment while we're down here.
I can't see anything if I'm supposed to now.
I'm running into walls.
Oh yeah, you somehow went through a segment of wall. Oh, I know what I've done. Give me one moment, please, viewers. In attaching the light token to you, I also attached part of the wall. So that segment of wall has been following you.
Reinhard!
Yep. Let me just.
I'm scared.
That's fine. Let me just move Whisper for a moment. I'm going to delete Whisper. And I'm going to add her back onto this map. And I'm just going to...
Very strange dream.
There we go. I'm going to move the light along with you.
Okay.
So just to check, can...
No.
Okay, I'm going to temporarily just give them both observer of your token, if that's okay with you, Whisper. That is the
Absolutely.
simplest way to do this.
Go
You have
look
to
at
do
my
your hair,
sheet
you
and
should
learn
talk
all my
to-
deep secrets.
Luke is like, we're gonna give them observer, and she's like, alright, let me sort my hair out. 1 second.
Yeah, let me ready myself.
If I'm being
Okay,
watched,
How about
ready.
now for Hazim and for Vanessa?
let me F5 but now.
Yeah, it's worked for Jack. Hazim probably mid-load.
Load. Yeah, now it's working. Oh, this
Cool.
looks like a nice little modular setup. Love it.
Doesn't it? The corridors are winding, Whisper. You hear your name called by a voice like cold running water.
What direction does it come from?
Sound like it came from ahead of you. and opens out into a huge chasm with a walkway heading out over darkness.
At that most recent question, I will just respond, we go by the will of the Black Rabbit. When he calls you, you have to go.
And you see looking down off either
here.
side. So a stone walkway heading out over darkness. And as you look down, you see what looks like just starlight twinkling down below. Looks just like the night sky. Only much more densely packed with starlight and vivid.
Did you not call me then? I will step forward if there's no response.
There is not a day or a night but one offers.
It opens up into sort of hall, a ceiling supported by roughly hewn pillars, but definitely have been hewn. They're not natural. Carved stonework has been done here.
At that most recent, I will finish the expression. But a doe offers her life for her kittens. Sometimes it is taken. Sometimes it is not.
And you hear it's kind of like a smug, satisfied noise. You see the corridor comes to an end in front of you. But turning around, you may have noticed a bit of a passageway back behind you.
But there is no bargain. Here what is what must be. And I will continue up this weird corridor.
And for a moment when you enter here, you feel like you see a shadowy presence on this ledge that just retreats back into the wall the second you arrive.
Can I take in a deep breath and see what I smell?
Yeah. You smell bone, cool air, wet soil, dead grass. The rocks become a bit tight here. The rocks become quite tight. You have to squeeze through. Will you squeeze through?
Yeah. Can I tell? Yep, okay. Is there a difference in smell between these two paths?
No.
Well, that goes back that way. Okay. My vision is so limited!
for the kitten. Or some honest captain, her life for her chief.
You're stepping back up now as you go. It's dark in here. Smoky. Doesn't stifle the breath.
Sometimes it is taken. Sometimes it is not.
And it seems to be saying it in more agreement with you now that you've pre-recited an entire fucking speech.
But there is no
You quote my own lore to me, Jim.
here. What is what must be.
And as you step into this chamber, you see up on this ledge something that should have been there, but for some reason has gone, which I will add back on for you, which was... just a slowly swirling, formless mass of dark. You see the hints and promises of shapes inside it. A pair of red eyes that occasionally glimpse out. The water smells good and inviting next to you.
This is a cold warren, a bad place for the living, and no place at all for warm hearts and brave spirits. Your absence to purpose, whisper, drink of my water. What is it? Drink. And you yourself will save your people.
And the waters glimmer slightly.
Save them from what?
You find yourself surrounded by an endless sea of Eliel. One whose bite leads to a fate even worse than the white blindness. I can offer you a trick.
I've been promised by Frith
Waters. They will
that if I am cunning and full of tricks,
a trick to keep running.
that I will never be destroyed.
Aid your hours should they be bidden.
Hey, insight check this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any... No, you've used yours at the moment. Oh, no, you have a +2. Yeah, make a +2 to your insight.
Mother.
It seems...
Do you have inspiration? Because we keep carrying it over.
I do have inspiration.
Pop it. Remember to +2 it. $28. This seems perfectly in line with all of the tales of the Black Rabbit. This is
The
what you
one
would
thing
expect.
that concerns me, GM, is that in all of the stories of my people, deals with the Black Rabbit were sought out by the person, the individual.
Mm-hmm.
And usually his stance is what is what must be. There are no bargains here. So I feel very put off that I am being called here by this entity specifically for a bargain with no apparent trade. Because I know heroes of the past have done things like lost their ears or traded in other things of theirs for something.
It does seem that you have been called here, and it does seem that you are being offered something. I don't know if you heard the last sound file, because you both spoke at the same
Keep
time.
my
I'm not sure if
Ausla safe.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do you think? But the smoke continues to drift and shape on that shelf. The waters twinkle.
I am very sorry, my lord, but since when does the Black Rabbit offer bargains?
And in the absence of me
No.
having my voice
Disrespect.
module set back up, the voice would reply that sometimes the bargain must be done in reverse. Sometimes what would be begged for must be given first, so that those who run can continue to find their way to a place where they can be called back by the Black Rabbit one day. The figure speaks as if you are lost. What will you do?
And nothing else from my insight shows anything.
You can tell that from the way it is shimmering, this is not just normal water.
Right.
You can see that there is a magic or an enchantment upon it, just by the way it is so bright and so glimmering. And
But despite this going against all of my myths, I don't get any sort of feeling that anything is off.
other than the fact that it goes against your myths.
Right.
Other than being anathema to everything I believe, is there anything off about this situation? But everything about the vibe you're getting here and the presence and the atmosphere seems very, very much... I mean, the Mad Cartographer's done a fantastic setup with these modular caverns. It's just like the Black Warren.
I just crouch down by the water and inspect it more.
Yeah, what are you looking for in particular?
Anything that I might notice about it?
It looks to be extremely clear, with almost a very slight iridescence that just twinkles inside it. You see there's nothing inside the water. You can see straight to the bottom. It slopes down slightly towards the back, but even, it doesn't lead anywhere. You can see the full extent of everywhere. There's not so much as a loose pebble or a bit of debris from the ceiling in there. It is just a smooth recess filled with this quite still, twinkling water.
What would you ask in return for this gift, Lord?
I would tell you to keep you and your Owsla running until you are ready to come to him.
I am going to stand up and say, I will not Forget El Herrera. I will not live in the enemy's warren, paying its price, with no use for tricks and cunning. A creature intent upon survival is as strong as grass, and I will step away from the water.
It would ask if this is your final decision, and that it wishes to help you and your allies survive against this bite with the white blindness.
I say it is my final decision, and I wait until you call on me.
Leave this place now, Whisper. It is not yet your time.
And you continue to sleep away as Vanessa gently shakes Ludwig awake.
Ludwig, are you okay to take watch?
Yes. Yes, of course. How long has it been?
Only about 6 hours or so.
Yes, I'll get next to the fire for a little bit.
Yes, do what you must. And Vanessa will get up and go back to her seat at the far end of the wall. The far end of the chamber.
Okay. What is this this status effect you've put on yourself, Hazim? Empowered? Why are you empowered?
You know, feeling good.
It's
See
for-
my maps in play.
It's
Feel
for
good about
what? Okay. Yeah, after a few hours, Hazim, you feel a gentle hand on your shoulder. And Ludwig, say, Are you in a position to take over, or?
I was born in a position to take over. And I kind of stretch out of my chair. But I must say, 10 more minutes would be fantastic.
I can give you another 30 if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. And he trudges off and sits back down, and half an hour later would come back to you again. Has he? It's been an hour. Are you alright?
Okay. Yeah. Okay, no. Yeah. I feel good. I feel great. Okay. My turn?
Yes, you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah. And I get up and I will get my glaive and just kind of like across the shoulders, stretching on it. Okay. And yeah. Now I'm on watch.
Yeah, and Ludwig returns to sleep before Hazim's watch begins. Vanessa, how's your hunger? As you drift off.
I'm doing all right. I will mention, though, that when Vanessa woke Ludwig up, she gave him the rations that Whisper gave her.
Okay, thank you. Okay then, Hazim, what are you doing for your watch?
Well, first things first, depending on whether we're doing 5e raw rules about identifying potions, can I do that in a rest with just a little taster?
It is foul tasting to you. It is sulfurous and acidic. You can't tell what it is.
Oh, okay.
It does not seem to be a potion.
Oh.
Make me make me a medicine, nature, or history check.
Ooh, I'm gonna roll in with nature because that's my highest. So I guess that's what would come to mind.
22.
Was my advantage on my next roll, or
It was on your next roll, yes.
okay?
You exactly the same. You identify a couple of herbs or components that are particularly pungent or strong, strong taste in your sips, and you recognise enough of them that from the thickness of the bottle and the fact that it was how it was stoppered, you're confident that this is alchemist's fire.
Ooh, okay, cool.
A single large bottle of alchemist's fire.
And with a casual haphazard, so it's kind of like a little. Is it like a traditional kind of like potion bottle kind of? With a little
It's
haphazard-
bigger. It's bigger. It's pretty much the size of like a glass decanter in terms of bottle. It's a big bottle.
And I hold it there, and think about how casually I was tossing it from hand to hand.
I was like, don't throw it to anyone because I'll make them do a deck save, and if you drop it, oh my god. Yeah, you were literally from one to the other on the spot.
Looks like destiny is on my side. And I will kind of like put the stopper back in. Do you say it was wax sealed?
It was, yeah, but if you're quick about it, you know, just the heat from your hand, you can just
No, I'm
sort
gonna
of
fire
twist
it. I'm just gonna hover it near the fire and remelt the wax. And then... Oh, what? Because fire sets on fire? Is this what it is now?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
is this crazy?
Make me an intelligence check.
Okay. This is where I shine, people. Wish I had that advantage now.
Nat 20.
I mean, you know.
Nat 20. You find yourself as you're stood there staring at the flames, turning this bottle gently, sealing the lid. You find yourself thinking about several different thoughts that begin to tie together a little bit for you. The lack of success at finding something that was clearly a great weapon or tool against the undead. The awe-struck way that they talk about how the champion's dragon would burn and decimate scores of the undead. And the complete lack of magic and remotely advanced alchemy that people seem to have been prone to. And you perhaps surmise that maybe this alchemist's fire is something that is a game changer to Falcovians. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Cool. I'll take that. I throw it. just to watch the place burn. Cool. Then I will, pocket away for a rainy day. Let's have a think on that one.
Yeah.
Say, hey, you should go to Barovia. There's fucking tons of it. You'll never use it. There's more alchemist fire than you can.
I don't know. Rahadan used it.
He did.
Rahadan used 96 bottles of it.
Spoilers. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I will. I'll bag off, and then I will kind of see everybody asleep, and I'll get out this glaive, kind of unfamiliar to it, and I'm gonna do a few little kind of catters with it, kind of pass the time, and probably do that for about 10 minutes, but then I get like a bit bored, and then I'm kind of more like just cutting the heads off these mushrooms and slashing up vines. I'm like just kind of like prodding at the table and just like bored out of me. It's just one of those montages where I'm kind of like sat in this chair, then I'm lying on the table at this end, just like kind of kicking my feet.
I'm really thinking of. Have you seen Spider-Man Far From? No, which one is it?
Yeah.
Where it's a montage. He's like, how long has it been? 38 minutes. And he's like, fuck.
That's where I'm at the moment. Yeah, just kind of like, nothing to do.
And you're doing that for the duration of your remaining watch?
Yeah, I probably spend a bit of time just idle as I'm walking around, just just walk, standing over people,
We're just
looking
pissing
at
people
them.
off. Are you RPing as your kids at 5 in the morning here?
Yeah.
Ludwig, Ludwig, can I go on my devices?
So yeah, I'm kind of like floating around, watching everybody, kind of up and down the table, even to the point where I'm so bored, like I'm kind of like walking up and down the table, like stepping over Whisper.
Fucking
You know, he's bored, man.
Okay.
He's bored. He's kind of like willing for something to happen on this watch.
Okay. Well, nothing does, unfortunately. And eventually, morning comes. And you all receive the benefit of a long rest. Please apply it to your character sheets. Yeah. And you are now all level 3 still.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
But yeah, apply a long rest to your character sheet. I'm going to mark Ludwig down a level of exhaustion.
Give him some health, yo.
Yep. And yeah, it is morning. Shall we?
As people wake up, Hazim is in the corner just going for a wee.
Is that because you need to step away for a moment?
I need a wee.
Yeah, okay.
I'm listening. I'm listening. Let
me check your microphones off. Yeah, Ludwig looks around the group. We should set off as soon as possible. As the day gets warmer and more life spreads through the forest, this is when the dead tend to begin their wandering. We should be swift. Find our way back through the trees in a cunning fashion.
Sounds like a plan. How are you feeling?
Better. A lot better than when I found myself feeling yesterday. Something about that fight really took it out of me, but I still ache a little bit, and there is a stiffness in my neck, but far better than I was when I went to bed, yes. Which is, I don't know, maybe...
We confirmed that he wasn't bit, right?
You did.
Okay.
I would say it would be unlikely for a soldier here to try and conceal it. They've lived in that. You know, they've grown up in that lifestyle. It isn't like, you know, Brendan Gleeson got bit and now he's trying to hide it. This is someone who's lived and probably killed relatives of being bitten.
Okay.
Is there anything you want? Sorry, Vanessa, go on.
No, I was just going to say we should then. There's no time like the present. Then we should get moving. Unless anyone else has anything they wanted to do here. I feel like we've searched for everything, haven't we?
A shame we didn't find...
Hazim shakes off.
A shame we never found whatever it was that August sent us for, but at least we've confirmed this place is lost to time.
Well, perhaps the person who left this journal took it or had it with them.
This is true. We should ask around back at Fort Wharton and see if anyone has heard of this Strahd.
Yes.
My token's not moving properly. What's going on?
If I drag you a little bit
about this place and ready to be on.
As he's saying it, I will. I kind of give a nod. Oh. Shame.
Ludwig. Indeed, as I said, a shame. We should be on our way. And yeah. Heading through the main hall, if you step out. This stream, sponsored by Gallo Wine. You would see that, yeah, the place remains empty. Nothing has changed overnight.
Okay.
And yeah, do you just depart the temple and, sorry, the guardhouse, and start heading back in the direction of Fort Watton?
Yeah, I mean, unless anyone wants to do one like last sweep.
No, I'm very much looking ready to be done with this place. I am walking without hesitation or looking back at all.
Looks
Okay.
like Whisper is in a rush to get back. Did she seem particularly disturbed this morning
I don't
upon
know.
waking?
She seemed, while not a particularly chatty person, she seemed quieter than normal.
Yes, she seemed quieter than normal, has he?
Yeah, she's normally such a chat, not necessarily a chatty person, but.
And it opens back up to just the...
That door sound scared the hell out of me.
Me too, yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, we step outside. The first bit of morning light is coming up. And Ludwig points you in the direction back to Fort Watton to come. It's a full day's march ahead of us.
No, we made the same journey this way.
Indeed.
Would you
Make the
mind
same journey
taking the
back.
lead, Ludwig?
Ludwig. Oh, we're changing his name halfway through the campaign.
Ludwig, right?
Of
Ludwig?
course. Ludwig, yeah. Of course, of
Ludwig?
course.
With a
Ludrens.
V?
And
Lawrenson, could you please?
as we come to set off, we will take a 10-minute break.
What?
And we will be back. So yeah,
Do my break.
we will see you all in 10 minutes. See you shortly.
Oh, Vaseline left!
Perfectly timed. Perfectly timed. Welcome back to Fragments at TPK Roleplay. Just a reminder, if you're joining us, we're not using the custom reward tables, tip tables this session. We're still just finalising what they're going to be.
But don't let that stop you donating.
Yeah, sugar's all your money. Now we'll be back with one of those tables next week, but you can obviously use channel points or things like advantage, etc., etc. So we just exited the guardhouse. It is a nice, what promises to be the start of a nice morning. And let me just bring up, where are we?
Like the first morning.
There we go. Yeah, we are heading west through the stretch of forest land that Ludwig has told you is called the Southwood. You asked Whisper for Ludwig to take the lead. And so he does. He is... after Ludwig, what is the marching order?
Me at the back. These two in the middle.
Okay.
But I'm gonna keep like let him get ahead, and we're gonna keep we're gonna have secret whisper times, and not in a like your name is Whisper. That's creepy times, but as in I'm gonna speak to you quietly times.
Okay, but also it's I think Vanessa's muted as well. I think Vanessa went to speak a moment ago.
No,
Okay.
Fine.
Just mind. Okay. Yeah, I will have Ludwig make a survival check then, as he leads you through the Southwood,
You fox this now.
heading west, following your path back.
I look at the others and go,
Go.
I think he's got this. I think he's got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's totally fine.
Good, good.
So, keep your voices down. We're traveling with the wind. Not good. Not good at all, but to head around it would add another day on, and we can't camp out in the Southwood, so our scent is carrying with us. Keep low, keep fast. And he will, take you at a bit of a striding crouch, really.
Yeah.
Stopping you occasionally. You do a couple of times see one or two of the undead just slowly ambient through the tree lines in the distance, but they don't show any interest in you. What is everybody doing as you go about your day's march?
Yeah, there's a moment where I get closer to Ludwig, and so what is it about this full moon that draws them out? I mean, it's clearly not one of these full moons now, and yet they're here wandering. What is it that draws them in the kind of numbers that we saw?
They wander around and we dispatch them throughout the month. But it's with the new month and the new moon, that first day, where the mists at the edge of Falkovnia thicken and a new great host marches into the realm. So the rest of the month is clean up if the battle is won. But then, in a few weeks now, a new host will come.
But I guess my question is why? What is it? Is it the presence of this new host that stirs them up? What is significant about this, other than the arrival of a new host?
It is simply the way it has always been. A new month means a new onslaught. This has always been the way. I would give to you all as well that with the dawning of a new day and you heading out, it is now the dawn of the 4th day of first moon. You have 26 days left until the next full moon, or the next new moon. I understand your question, but there is no reason for it. I was about to say, it's so hard not to lapse into things like, why do the tides come and go each day? It's like, Ludwig, how do you know about tides? But yeah, it's simply the way of the world.
Is there a way, while we're talking, for Vanessa to see if there's maybe been like a shift in his attitude since he spoke with Hazim and since he saw the statue and since we asked about Drakov's age? Like, does he look like he's processing, or is it like he's trying to be more defensive of his ideas to try and keep them?
No, you spent enough time with him, and you were there for his conversation, so I'll give to you about a role. He said it doesn't seem defensive. He's definitely been thoughtful about those aspects, but now out here you can see that his focus is on the trail. He's sort of like answering you without looking at you, but it doesn't seem curt or dismissive. He's just clearly fixated and got his things he's tracking, and he's answering very matter of fact as he focuses on getting you all home alive.
That makes sense. Yeah, seeing that, then she'll back off and she'll take that answer for now.
I will speak low at some point when the three of us are gathered. During my watch last night, which I was very diligent on, nothing but paying attention for any enemies that were nearby, I did have a moment of clarity. The potion that I found, it is alchemist's fire. You are familiar?
Yes.
Is that to Ludwig or away from Ludwig?
Oh,
No,
away
this
from
is just
Ludwig.
the three of us.
This is the three of us.
Okay.
Come on, DM, keep up. Even the other players now. I mean, I'm saying it presuming that Vanessa does, presuming Whisper doesn't.
Yeah, Vanessa knows about alchemist fire, right? Like, it's not like a super rare item. Yeah.
Azim, if you're gonna come over and act like you're like gonna be whispering to us, I'm casting pass without a trace.
Okay, cool. Yeah, take it off.
What's the range on that?
60
30
30
feet.
feet.
Okay. So does it actually catch thingy in it anyway?
It's on us. It's on us.
Okay. I'm presuming thingy's not that far. So okay. So we're all just while we're talking, we're just being quieter. I mean, I'm speaking quiet, but we're now like.
But
super
now
quiet.
us talking cannot be
Ooh. Okay.
actively, like a danger to us.
Okay. I've seen you do this before, so I know you're doing it, but I'm still speaking low because it's more that I don't want Ludwig to know as well.
To be fair, I just cast it on us three.
Oh, do you get to choose how many people? Is it not from you? It's everybody within.
Yeah, I don't think it's a radius,
I
right?
choose. Yeah, it's
Okay,
just
cool.
I choose.
She chose us.
Okay, then I start shouting really loudly. Okay,
Oh
and
my
I
God.
will. Yeah, I'll still be speaking at my normal thing because I guess I don't know that it's not included him in. Okay. So I'm just gonna. I think it is alchemist's fire, and I don't know, putting two and two together in one of my moments of higher thinking. The people here, they do not know of magic, albeit alchemist's fire is not necessarily magical, but their potions seem to be somewhat limited. And they made such big deal about the fire from Salakanir that perhaps this is the weapon they were looking for. Perhaps they are looking to try and recreate alchemist's fire.
That would make sense. I mean, it's incredibly powerful in the hands of people who don't have access to the sort of things that we do. And Vanessa looks at Whisper.
Do we keep this to ourselves for now? I feel like there is going to come a point where we are going to be forced to make a bargain.
I think we should. I think we need more answers. I think the colonel, general, what was his title?
Captain.
Captain.
I think the captain may know something more than what he let Ludwig in on, and I think that, especially with Whisper in our company and how invaluable she seems to be to them, we can use that power as leverage.
Disagree.
Ooh.
I believe that we were sent to accomplish this mission, and while I have value to them, you, both of you, have not shown your value to them yet. And you coming back with this could be that for you. I believe the more positive we are in their standing, how they view us, the better for us in a utilitarian type of clan such as this.
My concern is what might happen. You made it both clear about the conversations that I had with Ludwig regarding the statue. I was trying to sway him away from it and hopefully that he will not say anything. But we do not know. He had seen it. He will have made his own mind up. My aim was to try and convince him that it would not be within his interests to do so. Perhaps before we reach the fort, I bury the alchemist's fire outside of the fort. If Ludwig decides to start talking and people feel this is something they do not want being talked about, they may turn to us. They may decide that we are expendable to keep this secret about the statue of Dragove. Secret.
Was Ludwig there when you got it? Like, did he see that we?
He saw the potion, but he doesn't.
Okay.
He doesn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Well, if he doesn't know what it is, then we can just tell him that it was mundane.